Yeah, hello. So my name is Ida and started to do LeetCode. So this is my first LeetCode question I done yesterday. So I've done it, tried to understand how it works and everything. And now I'm gonna do it again, obviously, because trying to remember it from yesterday is kind of long. So I'll just give you a bit of background because this is my first video. It's probably going up, and so basically, I'm currently in a big tech role, working big tech, and but the bad thing is I don't know. I never done NeetCode, so I never needed NeetCode. I've done like normal automation scripting tests before I got in, but I never done NeetCode. So, and it's kind of weird because everyone around me they all done NeetCode because I'm more of the software engineering side of things, while I'm in the system engineering side of things, and because of that, like I feel like um basically very bad at problem solving. So this apparently is very makes you good at problem solving because it makes you think of how to solve problems, right? So I decided to do blind 75. On top of that, I'm probably in a bad situation right now because it's about to let me go. So I need to learn either way to try to transition within big tech or probably get another role within big tech. Who knows? Hopefully, I'll probably get Google or something. But anyway, let's start from day one. So this is day one. Even though I done this yesterday, everything I'm gonna do is gonna be done the day before. By the way, so it's gonna always gonna say solved. So this is day one of me doing it from understanding it from yesterday. If you know what I mean. So when I say day one, it means like pretend I've done it already yesterday, but I'm gonna do it again from understanding it, try to explain it. So the whole point of these videos is so that I can post it and get feedback from everyone and grow me. So if my explanation is bad or not good, or if people don't understand it, that means I couldn't explain it properly. So that's the whole point of creating the videos. And yeah, so the first one, it says contains duplicates, right? This is the first question in blind 75. It says given an integer array norms return true if any value appears more than once in the array, otherwise return false. So the first thing I do here is the keyword more than once. He even done it bold for you, man. Like, come on now. But anyway, first thing I'll do is find a value that returns once. So what value, what in Python gives you no duplicate value? Let's check that out first. Sets. Oh yeah, I did use sets. I still remember. So there, yeah, from here I'll probably say sets. So what I'll do is give sets a variable, right? So let's say s equals set, right? And nums equals 1, 2, 3, 3. So this is basically the list I have to iterate through, right? So first, I have to get it. I have to get the index so I can iterate through each and every single one of them. So let's say num. So let's do for loop actually because we've got the reason I'm choosing for loop is because I've got the data. If I would have chosen the while loops if I didn't know how many data is there. So we'll just keep iterating until it becomes false, which means there's no data in there. But because I've got the data already, I'll use for loops. So for, let's create a num variable or n just to make it see a difference in nums. So getting each one from here. So this line, what it does is basically stores each and every single number in num. So this will do num. It'll store first number in num was 1. It will store 1 in there, and it will do whatever happens next. Then after when it finishes that whole process within the for loop, it will come back again, store the next number, which is 2. Then it will do the whole process again. Then it'll come back, it'll store 3. So that's my understanding of num, for loop, sorry. And from there, so now I got 1 in here. What do I want to do? So I'll say if statement. So if n if it's in here, remember, because we're gonna store them in here. If it's we're gonna check it from here. So every time it goes in sets, because sets only has a unique number, right? So I'm gonna keep storing them in there. So in sets. So if n is in s, the reason I chose s because I stored in a variable. So sets it equals to s. That's why I said s. Then what do I say? So then print true, right? So return true, because that's what it tells us here. Return true. So if given an integer and array nums, return true if any value appears more than once in the array. Otherwise, return false. Well, I'll return it true here. Yep. Then next, what we're gonna do is gonna add this to the next one. So we're gonna have to store it in here, right? So once one is in here, if there's another one in here, then it's gonna return true because there's a duplicate. Remember, because set already picks up the error, right? It will just leave it out, but we're gonna catch that error and return it, right? So if that error triggers, it's gonna return true, but there's nothing in here, right? Well, it's the first number. There's nothing stored in here, so we've got to store it. So next time it iterates through, it remembers it. So how do we store it? So we do s dot add the number, so the n, so the one. Remember, it's going to keep going, iterating through. It's going to add the n, and yeah. So when that stores, it will do. So now we're going to have to return false. Otherwise, in array return false if there's no unique numbers. So we'll just close the whole thing. Because there's no I return false because there's no. So let's say this one is a perfect example. This is going to iterate through. One is going to come here. From num to one, it's going to come here. So if one is in s, it's in set, it will get stored there. Then it will add it by storing it there using this s.add_n. So it's going to add it in there. Then it's going to go to the next one until it does every single list, right? Each and every single one is already unique. So this is never going to trigger because each and every single one is going to be added. Then at the end, there's nothing to add. It's just going to return false, which we want because it says return false. But for this one, each and every single one of them, like one is going to be here, remember? Then two, then three. But the next one, the last one, 3, is going to trigger this because 3 is already in here, remember? Because we got it on the second time. So it's going to trigger this. So if n is in s, which is correct, then this is going to get triggered. It's going to return true. Then that, because of that, it's basically the output is going to be true, and the program will stop here. Here, it wouldn't add it again, right? Because set, we just captured it and it'll stop here because this will trigger. But yeah. So that's how I don't contain duplicates. There's other ways of doing it. I think there's probably the O to the power of n, no, big O bracket n way of doing it. There's the O to the power 2. I think this one was the brute force way, where he brute forced it. I'm just trying to find mine. Yeah, these hints are helpful. Even for me, like my first time doing it, yeah, I don't know what the hell these meant. Like big O, I had to do big O and just try to figure out. The only ones that I know right now is O with 1 inside, which is a constant. O with n, which is basically is okay, it's efficient. But it depends on the amount of input there are. So always be the input would make it bigger depending on the input. So the time will keep going up. But all this is actually bad because this is double. So if you keep going, it's gonna double, like not double, but it's gonna to the power of 2. It's gonna square it every time. So which is the time comes even longer. The space, I'm using more space. I'm using a bit of space here because I'm storing something in sets every time. So the space will be O to n as well because I keep storing one. This old thing I still don't understand it fully, but I understand the basics of it. It's like the time, how long time it takes for your program to run, and the space it takes up. So yeah, I think he has one here. If I run it now, yep, submit. It should tell me if I submit it. Yeah, so Yeah, I don't even know what this is, to be honest. It says best 100%. This is efficient. I think this is efficient. So time is 28 milliseconds. I don't know if that's the time I have. That's how much memory I took. But yeah, I'm just getting used to this UI. But I'll probably see you next episode um, on it. But yeah, that's how I basically done it. Um, Pretty interesting. Hopefully you liked it, and hopefully you understood it. There's other ways of doing it. He done, I think, which was he done brute force way. So he iterated through every single one of them. I understand how he done this because he's gonna give this a loop first, and he gets the range which starts from 0 and the numbers in each one. So he's gonna have like a num. So it's gonna be like 0. This is basically 0 dot 1 0 1 2 3 4 and till the end of this. Then because of this, he's gonna use J. He's gonna try to put I into it plus 1. This is getting the index now, and he's gonna check every single index if they're the same. So using this equal, so he's gonna add on the index. But yeah, I still don't understand this way. This is like a brute force way. I don't know how we've done it, but I'll probably go over it again. But the first thing that came to my mind was, yeah, he used a sort this time because he sorted out the. Oh, this is clever. He used sort because of the basically the one is he's in a sort of the ranges. So so if it's 1 1 2, 1 will come early. If 1 was at the end, it will come to the beginning because it's using sort command. But yeah, that's another way of doing it. Yeah, this is the way I've done it. Yeah, this is the most efficient way that came to my head. The other ways I'll look over it again, but like this is the only one that makes sense to me because yeah, you're doing a for loop. You're putting S there, scene, and yeah. So this is the time complexity depending on the input. So if there's more inputs, this is gonna go bigger. If there's less inputs, because it depends on the input here. That's why it's n. If it was 1, it would have been constant basically. That's what I understand from it. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the first ever LeetCode video. Hopefully I'm gonna do another one next time. The next one will be anagrams. And yeah, thanks for watching.